What up, y'all? It's Zay G 33, man. Back with another video. I know it's been about 2 weeks, but today I'm just talking about how gratitude has helped me to become more patient. I'm gonna probably title it "How Gratitude Leads to Patience." But I just remember because like I'm 28 now. I just remember like throughout my 20s, I was extremely impatient, and it seemed like the more I started to accomplish, it seemed like it made me more impatient. Like I was like more, because I started seeing, that I was getting closer to things that I wanted. And one thing I realized though is as I accomplished more, it was like I wasn't being grateful for everything, because the thing about it is a lot of us, especially as men, when we're striving for something and when we're starting to excel, you know how it goes. Everybody, oh, haters this and this person, I'm gonna show this person, and you got a chip on your shoulder. You wanna stun on people. You know how it is as a man. Like, I'm not saying that for everybody, but a lot of people, that's how they feel. And a lot of times when you have that kind of mentality, like you want to prove people wrong or you want to stun on people, while that's good fuel, a lot of times that can lead you to not be grateful, because when you want to stun on people, you always gonna want more because you got something to prove. And then you're comparing yourself to somebody. Say you want to stun on somebody, you gotta have more than them, don't you? You gotta always be doing something bigger than what they're doing. You're always going to be comparing. You're going to be playing the comparison game all day long when you're doing that. So, one thing I just learned is the more grateful I am, just the more easygoing everything seems. Like I don't have to worry. I'm in no rush, pretty much. Like I still got that grind, that fire in me to do what I need to do, but I'm in no rush to get to certain places, because I'm like, shoot, with time, as I keep building and building, everything is gonna happen. And that's one thing I've noticed. I was like, there was a lot of noise in my head as I was starting to elevate in life, that if I took that noise out, nothing would have really changed. Because what's meant for me is gonna happen, because everything happened, but all the noise in my head was just extra for no reason. Like, you got all these extra thoughts in your head, like, oh, what about this? What about this? You're worrying, you tripping, but everything happened the way it was gonna happen. So everything that I just realized, I look back on it, you know what I'm saying? And everything that I realized from that was like, bruh, you can still do the exact same thing. You can still grind, but just be patient and just let things go how they're supposed to go. Like, while you're working, don't be like, man, when is this gonna happen? Man, when is this gonna happen? Just let everything happen in its due time. And that's one thing that I really learned, because like I say, when you get impatient, that's when you start to lose sight of the gratitude and the good things that are happening. It's like a lot of people forget how much can go wrong when you leave out the house. Or people can forget how much can just go wrong, period, without even leaving the house. You might wake up sick. You might wake up, and something else is going on in your house, whatever the case is. But there's so many things that can go wrong in a day. And we're so used to everything being kind of normal that we forget how much can go wrong. Like, you could wake up one day, be sick. You could wake up one day, your car won't start. You could wake up, and we take for granted just the little things that go regular in our life every day that we forget about. We take for granted everything that we have, our limbs. We got all our limbs, you know what I'm saying? There's people out here that they might not have an arm, might not have a leg, and they're still living a life, and they're happy. They seem happier than people that got everything that they're supposed to have. So I always try to keep in mind things like that. Like, I always got to remind myself to be grateful. I be having it written down. I think I took it off my whiteboard, but on my I got a whiteboard over here. I'm gonna show y'all just cause y'all know. Shout out to Thad. He made that table. My bro and my tattoo artist. You know what I'm saying? He made that table. It got nip on it. But yeah, I got it on my board. Discipline. And I got how to try. I got do what you're supposed to do, whether you feel like it or not. Being tired is no excuse. You know what I'm saying? Everything I need on there. Weekly YouTube videos. Art every day is mandatory. You know, things like that. Social media to a minimum. Spiritual discipline. You know, self control. Marathon continues. $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like just reminders, daily reminders, because everything it's a slow process. Everything's a slow grind. That's why I like having that Nip. That's why I like Nip so much, just because he talked about the marathon. Like everything is going to be a slow grind. There's just showing up every day. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, like I when I started the whole tattoo thing, like I got a whole little room to tattoo and now, you know what I'm saying? It's in construction. I'm finna mount this TV, just a little TV. Like I be doing, I just be working there. Got all my little fake skins and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Like I remember when I first started, boy, I was finna quit just off of the first stuff that I started doing. Now I'm actually tapping people now. I had people hit me this week, man. When can I get in? When can I get in? And all that stuff. I really just got started. But that's how I go. Everything, it's a process. But oh yeah, let me show you. It's a vibe in here. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe in here. It's a vibe in here for sure. But whole little vibe in here. You know what I'm talking about? Got all the art in this mug, but yeah, like everything is a slow grind process. Like I'm in a position now to where I can focus on what it is I want to do in life. Like I only got to work 3 days a week, and the other 4 days, I'm building. There's certain little things I'm getting my hands into now, so I'm not impatient about nothing. Like it's just like I just got to keep showing up and keep working, and just be grateful that I got the things that I do have. Be grateful for it, because everybody don't have this. And then you got to be grateful for the grace in your life, like being able to maintain everything that you have. So even though you accumulated stuff, be grateful for the fact that you can maintain all of that too. Not just, oh, you can get it, because I've seen a lot of people do it. I've done it myself. You would get something and lose it. So you got to be grateful for the fact that you're maintaining what you have too. Because, and that's why I try not to get big headed, or some people say get beside yourself. Like I try not to get big headed about everything that I accomplish, just due to the fact that you're gonna look dumb when you lose it, and then on top of that, it's like once you start having a little something and maintaining it, like it's really not no big deal. Like it's nothing to flex about. It's just, shoot, this is how it's supposed to be. Like I'm a grown man now. I'm 28 years old. I'm supposed to have all this stuff I got. You know, I know there's people out there who don't, but it's like really how I look at it is, man, I'm almost 30. Like I'm supposed to have all, like everything that I'm doing. Like the only reason most people feel like it's something to brag about is because most people, like a lot of people, just aren't stepping up to the plate. Like I know people who had everything I have now when they was 21. You know what I'm saying? 20. I know there's 21-year-olds, 20, like just in regular everyday life. I know you can get on YouTube and there's 17-year-old millionaires, but in regular everyday life, like I knew people who was my age who they had everything straight pretty much. So it's just like just learning about gratitude. And another thing I learned from my bro Thad, you know what I'm saying? He do my tattoos. He teach me how to tat, everything like that. He did the little nip I showed you on the wall, but just like watching him and just seeing how he do things, how he build things, staying below your means. Like everything don't gotta be so extravagant. Like, most people when they get themselves together, they want to flex and stunt and ball, everything like that. But me now, like just my whole mindset is just like hustling. What's the next move? Like what can I put my money into? It's not about making everything look a certain way. It's about it being a certain way. It's about actually investing my time and money and skills into things that can set me up to be better in the future. It's my goal to be my own boss, to actually be an entrepreneur, have different streams of income off of my creativity, and not have to just go punch a clock. And I don't even think it's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you can do and you're happy with that life and everything like that. But I got a lot of things that I want to do, and I want to live a certain way, and I want to move around a lot. So it's like I got to do what I have to do to set that up for myself. Everybody's unique, everybody's different, and I never, try to shit on somebody for doing what it is that makes sense in their life. But for me, It's just that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to do. So it's like that's one thing I had to tell myself too. Like, all right, bro, if you want to actually make your own money and pay yourself and be in charge of your life, you're gonna have to make certain sacrifices. You're not gonna be able to go just get all these big cars, making car payments and stuff like that. You got to start thinking like an actual entrepreneur. Think about how you're gonna invest your money. So that's pretty much what this whole video is about. It's just like when you the gratitude, like be grateful for what you have and then utilize everything that you have. Utilize uh the situations that you've been in. Like that's the thing. When you stack your money up, take them risks and invest your money and not just invest. I had to invest my money back into myself by this is what I started doing. Instead of working extra days, I just stopped going to work on them days and fronted the bill, you know, instead of stacking extra money from going to work, I just paid for what I had to pay for out of my pocket. That was me investing back into myself. I had more time so I could grow these new skills that I needed to grow for myself. That's investing in yourself. Like people don't think about it like that all the time though. Cause it was almost messing with my head a little bit. I'm like, oh dang, like I ain't stacking like I was stacking, but it's like you really investing that time and money into yourself, and then you don't even like you'll get it back on the back end. You know what I'm saying? But you got to believe in yourself that you can go do that, make that happen. And then I started getting that money back slowly on the back end. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what this is about, man. Like if you're trying to elevate in life, you do got to be grateful. And the key thing is to have patience. You got to have patience. Everything's not going to work immediately. Everything's not going to come to you just like that. Like you got to grind and you got to have patience. And that's everything that I've ever done in life has taught me patience, because everything that I do, you got to build a skill. When you got to build a skill, and it takes time to build that skill. So that's how I learned patience for real, and then just being grateful, because you're gonna get some wins, you're gonna get some W's, things are gonna start looking better. But you got to be grateful for what's happening in your life. You can't compare yourself or compare your situation to anybody else's life, because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to live your life. So you want it to be as comfortable for you as possible. You don't want to be trying to live somebody else's life or live up to somebody else's expectations. You got to do what it is that you want to do and do whatever it is that makes sense in your life. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got. I ain't trying to be long-winded and shit. So yeah, y'all like, comment, subscribe, and send me suggestions for videos, all of that. Zay G 33.